Hello and welcome to our coverage of the women's Guildford Town Centre Races, round 3 of the British National Circuit Series. Jo Tindley of Pro Noctis Heidi Kjeldsen 200 Degrees Coffee was first off the line, and she was quickly heading off on the cobbles that line the finishing straight, pushing the early pace and stringing the bunch out. Closely following Jo Tindley was Robin Clay, her Pro Noctis teammate and winner of last year's Curlew Cup. Alice McWilliam of Hess Cycling Team and Emma Jeffers, who also won the National Circuit Series in 2022, were hot on their heels. The Guildford Crits are a staple of the London scene, but this course is slightly different for the National Series in 2023. This extra hairpin bend making the winding roads even more challenging. Tindley gave way to Morris after just 500 metres, and the Canyon SRAM racing rider went straight to the front with steely determination. She's a local rider, back from racing the Women's World Tour, and it seemed as though she was staying out of trouble by taking the race up at the front. However, it soon became clear that she was racing for the win in spectacular fashion. She rounded the final corner of the first lap at a pace that only Monica Greenwood could match, and just a dozen riders back, the strain was already causing splits all the way down the peloton. Coming into the tight hairpin bend a few hundred metres after the finish, Greenwood lost traction. She's catapulted into the air. Incredibly, she was okay. She's up and remounting her bike in seconds, but the crash had caused a split behind Alex Morris. And Morris, now with just a handful of seconds advantage, pushed on. She continued her pace from the first few laps, and it was proving a little bit too much for Tindley and the others to close down. You can see she's cornering with absolute precision and starting to stretch out a slender lead. Jo Tindley desperately trying to hold on, keep that gap in check. Tindley came close to closing the gap, and she's dangling a few seconds behind Morris for a few laps, but she was unable to make up the difference and was eventually swallowed up by the chasers. Even with the added firepower of the riders behind, that gap continued to grow. Repeated attacks from Tindley and Corinne Side, her teammate, splintered the chase group until Side and Emily Proud made their way clear. With 3 laps to go, the gap to Morris had grown to almost a minute, leaving her plenty of time to savour the win in front of her home crowds. The final few laps were a procession, and while Emily Proud would outsprint Corinne Side for second place, the day's racing was all about Morris. She cruised into the finishing straight for the final time with plenty of time to sit up and soak in the atmosphere. So here are the results. Alex Morris took a commanding win in 49 minutes, with Proud putting on an incredible display of strength after a drop chain had put her in last place on the first lap. Thanks very much for watching, we really appreciate it. Please subscribe to the channel to help support the British racing scene and to stay up to date with all of our coverage.